Hi guys, my name is Em and welcome back to Eight-Legged Babes. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing from Fear Not Tarantulas, who is one of my favorite vendors in the hobby. I know I say that about every vendor that I have ordered from, but I only order from my favorites, so that should tell you something. This is actually my second order from Fear Not Tarantulas. My first was back, I want to say late fall, early winter. And it was when I ordered my 3 ear assist species of velvet spiders who are thriving. It was a really great ordering experience. It was a really great deal because I got to bundle 3 species together, and I just can't say enough about their customer service and honestly just their supply. The amount of species that you can find on their site is pretty incredible. This isn't sponsored, I just really love ordering from them, and I kind of stalk their site from time to time to see what they have in. So if you're in the hobby, if you are looking for a really great responsible vendor to order from, check out Fear Not. Now, this past week was Tarantula Appreciation Week at Fear Not Tarantulas. This is something they've been doing for I think about 10 years. Mind you, I have not been in the hobby for 10 years, so I'm just now kind of learning about it. But they usually do a week-long deal where every day they feature new species and they do a deal or sale on those species. So I was kind of keeping an eye on their website last week to see if anything I needed popped up. I don't need anything. I'm pretty well stocked at the moment, but you know, there's the wish list of species that you want to keep an eye out for. And of course, a species on my wish list popped up, the Chromatopoma cyanopubescens, or much better known in the hobby, the green bottle blue. Now, this is a tarantula that has been very popular in the hobby for quite a few years now. It has a range of colors that is not easy to find in New World species. Blues and greens are not the most available color when you consider tarantulas that are found in the Americas. So it's really exciting to have a New World species that gets colors like this. They're also interesting because although they are properly classified as a terrestrial tarantula, they are considered by a lot of people in the hobby to almost be a mix between terrestrial and arboreal. They aren't going to necessarily burrow the same way some of our more established terrestrial species will, and they like to web up physical objects. So a lot of branches, think like bushes, think trees, think dead limbs. They want a bit of height for their web. So although you want to keep them in a terrestrial enclosure with a good amount of substrate, you also want to give them a bit of height that you normally would not want to give a terrestrial. So they're a really interesting species to keep, and I'm actually really excited. This is my first one. And on top of being, you know, a beautiful species, a species on my wish list, it's also a species that many in the hobby consider to be kind of a more intermediate species. If you are keeping a wide range of new worlds and you're not ready for old worlds, like myself, I am not planning on getting old worlds anytime soon, but you want to kind of get a bit more experience with a bit more intermediate species, green bottle blues are a great place to start, as I understand from others in the hobby. They're a bit faster, they're a bit less predictable, and their habitat style is different than a lot of terrestrials that you would get used to. So all that aside, I'm very excited to unbox today and see how my green bottle blue is doing. And just to, you know, hit that $50 minimum shipping fee, I had to get another tarantula while I was on the site. And luckily, they also had a great deal going on some T. vagans slings, which if you remember, my T. vagans or Mexican red rump tarantula, Audrey, passed away a few months ago in a bad molt. She was very small. She had been a freebie from a reptile store near here when I picked up a different tarantula. And it's just kind of the way things go with slings, and it really stinks. And I've really just wanted, you know, a T. vagans back in my collection, and Fear Not Tarantulas luckily had a great deal going on them as well. So all that to say, I'm going to be unboxing on camera, see how these two are doing, and get them rehoused. I have a few different housing options available. My understanding is the GBB was going to be about like an inch. And then the T vegans was gonna be closer to 1/2 inch. So we'll see kind of what sizes we're working with. I have a variety of enclosures. None of them are quite prepped yet. So we're gonna see how they did in shipment, check on them, see sizes, and then I'll go get some enclosures ready and then come back here and we can do the housing together. Okay. So first things first, let's keep all the really fun shipping details off of here. Right. Oh, we got some goodies. Oh my gosh, that's really cute. Okay, actually, I think I may have shown you guys, I have my mini fridge where I keep my mealworms and my other feeders that you can refrigerate. I've kind of been covering it in stickers that I've gotten from Hardcore Arachnids, so I will be adding this to the collection. Alrighty. Get this out of the way. Oh my gosh, I'm kind of nervous. It's been so long since I've done an unboxing that I'm kind of excited. Okay. Oh my goodness, the red rump one is so small. So we've got the Toledo Caudal Vegans, which is the Mexican red rump. These are really well packaged. We'll see, depending on size. Now, I probably still won't keep her in here. I prefer giving, you don't want your slings in anything too big. I just prefer giving them a bit more space to dig. After my last T vegans passed in a bad molt, I kind of am gun shy about keeping them in a space that they can't really kind of spread out when needed to molt. So we'll check on size, but I have some other snap cap enclosures that could work. Oh no, I already ripped this. Okay, there we go. And then we have the, I don't want you guys to know this, but I'm gonna say it anyways. I did triple practice the name for green bottle blues because they're one of the few species in the hobby where everyone refers to them by their common name, whereas most other species, it's the scientific name. So actually saying Chromatopelma cyanopubescens multiple times was a bit of a feat for me. So, let's see. Got my handy dandy grippers. Let's do my T vegans first. They do such a good job with packing and shipping. I want to see, oh, you can kind of, the light's messing it, but you can see she's like right up there. She's so small. The good thing about T vegans is they, unlike a lot of New World terrestrials, they grow fairly quickly. So she will not stay this size for long. Oh, she disappeared. Okay, I don't want to spook her. She's like right here because I really don't want her flying out of here. Oh, and she went back down. Okay. She is alive though. She arrived safely. This is a really packed enclosure, which means she was nice and comfy for the whole trip. God, she's small. I might, this is, excuse the jumping spider setup. I have some this size I could put her in that would probably be fine. This is more the size that my other two really small slings are in, but they are smaller than her. Or sorry, they're bigger than her. So she's too small for this. And then I also have, I think these are the 16 ounce, no, sorry, 16 ounce, 4 ounce deli cups. She's too small for this too. I think I'll go with this size which is easy to set up. I'll give her a little bit of substrate, wet it down, put some moss, and, you know, probably not even a piece of cork, a leaf. I'll give her an oak leaf. Okay, so she is good. We'll move her out of the way. Now to check the GBB, which I'm very excited for. Oh, I can see, oh my gosh. I don't know if the top is like a foggy plastic, so it's hard to see, but she's right at the top. Do you see that? Oh my gosh, she's like, hey, can you let me out? I promise I won't bolt. I promise I won't bolt. I'm just a little spider. Let me see. Well, I know she's alive, so I almost don't wanna. She's right. Oh, yeah. Okay. If I open this, she is on the lid. So I think we're gonna have to wait to properly see her until we get her enclosure set up. Man, I think I might, I was gonna put her in, let me show you guys. Okay, so here's the size I was thinking, but I wanted to see her first. This is the size I have my Toledo Cottle Verdezian, my Mexican rose gray velvet. And she is probably, I would say, a 1/4 inch bigger than her. This is gonna be too big. This is gonna be much too big. But she's actually, this GBB is close to my Grandma Stola Rosea size, who is in an enclosure probably about half this size. I don't know if you guys remember me rehousing her, but it's in a square rather than a rectangle, and it's not quite as deep as this. Okay, we'll go ahead. I'll get the enclosures ready and then meet you guys back here and we'll rehouse them. Okay, first up, we are gonna do the T-Vegans. I went ahead and just using a little sewing needle or sewing pin, I punched holes in the lid and then a couple rows of holes around the side. I want it to be able to hold a good amount of humidity, but still have plenty of ventilation. I'd rather it dry out too fast than not dry out at all, if that makes sense. Ta-da! Okay, I'm actually gonna go get a paper towel. Hold, pause. Okay, let's see if I can do this without losing a T-Vegans in my house. Actually, I'm gonna do an added layer of security. There we go. She still could sneak out here fairly easily, but makes me feel a little bit better. Okay. Put that in there. Let me see if I can get it to focus. There we go. Oh, she's gone. We could just see her little booty. What's really great is the sphagnum moss is nice and moist, which helps keep spiderlings safe in transit. Okay, now, it's very wedged in though, which makes me nervous to try and pull it out. Let me see. There we go. She blooped right in there. She's so dark. We're not gonna be able to see her. Let me see. Oh. There she is. The teeniest little baby I did ever see. Oh my gosh. Okay. We're gonna let her settle. She went right where I wanted her to, which was right under the leaf. Go ahead and get her tucked in. And we will get her labeled in just a second. Okay. Enclosure number 2. Just want to make sure I'm not I feel like I just don't want to get the enclosure size wrong. Oh. Nope. Okay. There we go. She's contained. Yeah, I think I'm gonna, you know what? I think I'm gonna do the bigger one. We're gonna go with the bigger one. Now, I kind of said earlier how GBBs are really kind of considered by many in the hobby almost semi-arboreal. So you might be wondering, why am I giving them a pretty classic terrestrial enclosure? You know, plenty of room to dig, nice starter burrow. And really, you want to treat slings, especially New World slings, you want to kind of treat them all the same way, which is, if they're terrestrial, you want to give them plenty of room to dig and plenty of substrate to stay hydrated. The key thing right now is keeping them hydrated and safe. And as they get bigger, that's when you'll get to bring in more arboreal fixtures for their enclosures. So last piece is going to be their little water dish. A little bit of leaf litter too. There we go. You know what? Just for good luck, she gets a whole leaf. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this beautiful girl moved over. Here's the lid. This guy's ready to go. Okay, where are my tongs? They're right here, but they're covered in dirt. Okay. All right, everyone say a prayer for me that this GBB behaves herself. And I'm actually gonna, let me see if I can. This won't give us a great shot, but yeah. Okay. Are we all seeing this? She's very pretty. Let me see if I can, I would give a closer up. I'm afraid to pick up the whole enclosure. Let me see. Oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. So one of the coolest things about GBBs is the way their colors change from when they are slings to juveniles to adults. So anyone in the hobby could tell you pretty much every tarantula goes through color changes as they grow, mostly because you want, if you're a baby spider, you want to be as hard for predators to find as possible. You want to be brown, you want to blend in, and that's about it. That's your whole job. But the GBB has some of the most intense color changes. They fall into the same range as the Carabiner versicolor, in my opinion, which starts off as this bright turquoise blue, which is really fascinating, and then changes to almost an iridescent jade green and burgundy. Whereas the GBB, I'm trying to get a little bit closer so you guys can see her. Because she's just, I mean, her head is gold. It's golden. She's literally golden on her head. So anyway, sorry, I'm getting distracted. Baby GBBs start off with almost tiger stripe patterns on their rump. You'll see there, the orange and the black, and a bronze to gold carapace. And as they change their carapace, their head goes from golden bronze to a bright turquoise, really. Almost a jade, very similar to the Carabiner versicolor. And their rump changes to more of a golden bronze color. You just don't see patterns like this very often in tarantulas, especially New World tarantulas, especially in younger New World tarantulas. So I'm so sorry if this is really out of focus, but she's being very good. Let's see. And a brush. There we go. So polite. Can you hold still? Oh my goodness. Oh, my hands are shaking. Oh, I hate it. I'm not scared. It's my hands shake when I'm very concentrated or even anxious, but not scared. And it's very frustrating because when I'm caring for my spiders is when I have like the most concentration. And that means my hands shake a lot when I'm working with my spiders. I mean, look at her. It's hard to explain. I don't know if the colors are coming across on the camera. She's literally golden. She's beautiful. She's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. I'm so glad I got her. Okay. I feel like this is getting in the way. There we go. Oh, dang it. Girly pop. Girly pop. What are we doing? Okay. Whew. She's contained. Oh my gosh. I will say I'm very glad that this is the enclosure I went with, because the other one would have been way too small. I always overthink it and forget how long they are once their legs are spread out. So we're gonna have to think of a name for her. I've heard a few suggestions like cobalt. I have to think about it. I'm kind of leaning towards peach. I know she won't stay this color, but peach is just like Princess Peach. I'm leaning towards Princess Peach for this one. My tea vegans, I think I'm gonna stick with Audrey from Twin Peaks. I just really feel like a tea vegan should be named Audrey. But yeah, I think my GBB is gonna be named Princess Peach. All right, guys, that is going to do it for us today. I really hope you enjoyed the unboxing from Fear Not Tarantulas and the rehousings. Even though they were a bit chaotic for the GBB, the best rehousings are always a little bit chaotic. And be sure to keep up with my channel. I know it's been a slow summer, but I have a lot of great videos planned for the next few weeks, including some new spiders that I picked up over the summer, as well as some rehousings for some of the spiders you guys know and love on my channel. As always, hit like and subscribe if you enjoy my content, and follow me on Instagram at 8-Legged Babes for more reels, photos, and even just some of my fun personal content on the side. As always, thank you guys for joining me, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.